Oh no! No, 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 no! That was not what I wanted to do. Have I... I've connected them up wrong, haven't I? I guess it's time to abort then, and welcome to the Kerbal space program. This is the game where we send Kerbals, these little green men, into space, using a variety of weird contraptions. Mainly rockets. Mainly rockets. I probably should have said rockets first. So, we have to create a new save because I haven't played this on my channel before, so I can choose one of these many amazing designs. So I'm probably going to go for the... I'm thinking this Squad logo too is pretty good. Squad is the company that made the game, and they are pretty amazing. I mean, they've made Kerbal space programs, so... YouTube Keisuki. Okay, here we go. And this is our space center. We have a bunch of buildings here. We have a space plane hangar. We have a vehicle assembly building, launch pad, tracking station, and our flag, of course. So that's all good, all well and good. Now, let's get on with things. I'm just going to minimize the recording window because I'm seeing like an echo of my performance and it's not that good. So, we're going to make our first rocket. Now, all we're going to do this time is get into orbit. Because this series is going to be as much a tutorial as an actual YouTube series. So we want advanced SAS, of course, and I'm just going to talk you through all of the different things that I am going to put on this ship. I haven't actually done that much in Kerbal Space Program, to tell the truth, so you can't rely on me for everything. But I think that I'm going to do pretty well. Well, I've been playing single player, and I've been trying to get better at it, so... We of course need a parachute to stop our crew from dying painfully. Also, an advanced SAS to keep the ship pointing on course. Now, I'm going to use something that people call asparagus staging, which is a really weird name for it. I feel kind of weird saying that, even though there's no one in the house at the moment, except for me. Of course, there's me. I'm talking to you right now. So anyway, back to what I was doing. Asparagus staging is a really efficient way of doing rockets. Basically, you drop the sides, the tanks on the outside, and they all feed into the central tank, and then you drop the tanks on the outside as they become empty, and that decreases your mass so that you can go further. There's like a billion equations for this, like rocket equations and stuff, but I'm not really that well versed in all of the rocket equations and stuff, so I'm just going to talk you through it in a way that actually makes sense to me. If it doesn't make sense to you, I am sorry, but I can't make sense to everyone, I guess. So we're going to have 3 pairs of drop tanks on the side of the ship. As you can see, I've put these decouplers. These drop the tanks on them when I use the staging that they are in. So these ones, the tanks will be on this, will be first to go. And they'll be dropped down onto the planet Kerbin, which is where we are making our space center. It's basically the Kerbal equivalent of Earth. Now, this is a bit unaligned. I'm going to see if I can't fix this. Well, here's our problem. I didn't attach this properly. Sorry about this. Technical difficulties and all that. It won't actually place. This game is quite a bit glitchy at times. Oh well, this'll have to do. This is only going to take us into orbit anyway, so I'm not really going to do that much in-depth stuff. Wait, we're missing a tank on this side. Amazing. Come on, game. Work for me. There. Now, the idea is you have all of the engines start at the same time. So I'm going to drag them all into the bottom stack here, into the bottom stage. Not stack, what am I talking about? And I'm just going to go right ahead and add all of the rest of the engines, which are going to go into the bottom stack as well once I've dragged them in there. Stage, not stack. Come on. Keisuki, get your act together. So, I have to get it together and make some fuel lines. So our outer tanks, the ones that will drop last, are the ones that need to be connected directly to the body of the ship. I may have connected those to the wrong tanks. That was just a like a typo, just with clicking. A click-o. Is that a thing? That may be a thing. If that is a thing, please tell me that's a thing. If it's not a thing, just tell me it's not a thing. I'm pretty interested to know if it's a thing or not. Right, okay, so these tanks are next. So we need to connect from this tank to this tank, so that the fuel from this tank also fires this engine and this engine. And that means that this tank must be the final tank, which we'll connect like so. We also need to add some structural struts to make sure that it doesn't, like, collapse on itself. Because rockets, when they're subjected to really high g-force, they can be a little bit annoying, and they can collapse quite a bit. We're also going to connect it to our main capsule for our crew. If I can actually grab it, that would be ideal. I need to grab this strut, not the command pod, the actual struts. I might need to just Control Z like that. No. There. That's what I wanted. Because I need to add a decoupler here. So that if anything goes wrong while we're up going into the space above Kerbin, we can just decouple and then it'll drop our command pod back to the planet. Now, we're actually going to deliver a little bit of extra fuel as well into the orbit, about this much. There's a reason for this. It's because I want to deorbit it again after we get into orbit. Basically, I want to burn my engines so that it stops being in an orbit, so that it doesn't have to stay up there forever. I mean, whichever Kerbal we end up putting up there would not be happy if he wasn't home for dinner. We're going to use these radial engines for the extra deorbiting power. They're radial liquid engines, so they use the liquid fuel in this tank, and they should give us enough speed, change in velocity, to overcome our orbit and get back into the atmosphere. And I think that's pretty much everything sorted. I may need to add some more struts here at the bottom. So I'm just going to do that just to make sure, because you can never have too many struts on your spaceship. Now, I don't know why that doesn't want to connect. I'm just going to ignore it. Extra weight, but I don't really care about being optimal at the moment. And I'm going to name this Orbit Ship Mark 1. Use Roman numerals because they're like amazing and stuff. So yeah, that should be everything that we need. Oh. I forgot one really important thing. Sorry guys, I forgot something important again. Again, this is just the first time. Scroll out, please. Game. Thank you. Right, we need to add some launch clamps so that it holds our ship in place before we launch. Because otherwise it'll just crash and not be happy. And Kerbals aren't that good at not being happy. I don't really know what I was doing with that sentence. That was not a good sentence at all. But yeah, here we go. We're ready to launch. It's loading. It's loading. You can see the planets going around the Kerbal, which is the name of the sun in the Kerbal Kerbin system. And we're ready to launch. We need to turn SAS on. Actually, we're not ready to launch. I lied. We need to lock the gimbaling on these outside engines. Now, gimbaling is a feature of the engines that allows your spaceship to turn. And I really find it annoying that all the large engines have it. And so I have to turn it off because it makes your spaceship wobble really, really badly. So my SAS is on, and we're ready to launch. This is going oddly smoothly. So of course the first tanks are going to run out of fuel pretty quickly. We're going to need to turn down our throttle slightly because we're overheating a bit, and overheating isn't ideal. Oh no! No, that was not what I wanted to do. I've connected them up wrong, haven't I? I guess it's time to abort then. X to cut the engines. That should work. Oh, no, because there was a structural failure, so we've lost connection with the engines. Oh well, they'll run out of fuel soon enough. And then we just need to deploy our parachutes. Right, we can turn off SAS and we're going to try and dislodge ourselves from this ship by using our just our gyroscope in the actual command pod. Okay, it's nearly out of fuel, so that should be good. Jebediah is pretty happy. Okay. This may be a problem. We have lost our parachutes. Our parachute has come off. RIP, everyone. RIP. We're just going to time warp into the ground. In fact, let's just end the flight there, frankly. We know they're just going to die, so that was not a good first flight. Let's try that again. We don't want to make a name for ourselves for people who just fail badly on their first Kerbal Space Program video. So let's fix a few things. First thing, these two engines, they need to be up here. This decoupler needs to decouple here. We need another group for these two decouplers, which will decouple these two tanks. So it's decoupled the ones that were supposed to be last first. Maybe I just made a mistake in the staging. Or maybe it's just the game made a mistake in the staging. But we're going to fix this right now. There we go. That should be better. Way better. And let's go for our second launch. We have currently been recording for 15 minutes. I may have to split this up into several parts, which could be annoying, but you know, what can I do about that, really? I don't have the, I can't actually upload parts that are longer than 15 minutes, I believe, at my current level of YouTube-ness. Considering that I haven't uploaded many videos at all to this channel, and all of the ones that I have actually uploaded, at this point I have made unlisted because I just want to start again. What? Well, that wasn't good, was it? Good thing they survived. I do not understand what happened there. I had the throttle up. Oh, these struts are in a separate stage. That is not good. But we fixed it now. We're going to have to lock all the gimbal again, but that's not a big problem. I really advise locking the gimbaling on your outer engines, but not your inner engine, because that's the one that's going to keep you pointed up at the sky. Because, you know, we at least want some maneuverability while we're up there in the space. So, looks like we're ready for our third launch. Here we go. Our ship is wobbling a little bit, but it would be wobbling much more if we actually had the gimbaling on those outer engines. We are starting to overheat, it's worth noting, but we should be able to drop these tanks before the overheating becomes a real problem. Right, we just needed to let our engines cool for a second there. It's noteworthy that we are rolling quite a lot, and there's not much I can do about it. We started when I dropped those tanks, and it's become a real problem. These mainsail engines really start to overheat. Okay, that was not part of the plan. Right. Okay. What we do is we eject the command pod, as so. We wait until we descend, because it's best not to launch our parachute while we're going up, because otherwise it'll open upside down, and that's not what we want. Next, we're going to open our parachutes around now. That should slow us down. And now all we have to do is wait for ourselves to touch the floor. But it's safe to say that we have saved these Kerbals this time, so we can probably just end the flight right now. Okay. Third try. Now this time, I'm going to put these little tanks on the bottom there, because having engines directly on the orange tanks seems to make them overheat more. I've at least heard that in some discussions. It's worth noting that I have accidentally turned off symmetry mode, so now I'm going to have to do stuff. Yeah. Do stuff. Great sentences. Well, it's not actually letting me put the tank on there, which is a real shame. There. Now we copy that, and we need to put it here, if it'll go. It's not actually letting me. I'll try rotating it. Right, okay, that's not weird at all. Right, okay, so... Squad, fix it. This is not ideal. Can I put one of these on successfully? No, I cannot. Can I put one on the top? No. Because, you know, that makes sense. Don't worry about it. I'll fix this. It's just a matter of finding the right angle. It's like magnets. Just doesn't want to go together. Wow. So that can go on. Can that go on? No, not yet. How about this? Can you go on? No, you can't. Right. So it's just the tanks. Internet, load for me. KSP tanks won't connect to orange tank. I have an idea. I have a good idea. I may have to do the fuel lines all over again, though. Oh well. Can't be helped. Here we go. There we go. I just used Alt there, so don't ask in the comments. I used Alt to copy my fuel tank and everything attached to it. If you hold Alt while clicking a object, it copies it. So that's what I did there. Now, let's see. Which tanks are going to drop first? These tanks, then these tanks. Right, okay, I've got this. We got this. Hello, and you need to go there. I am going to get this ship into orbit, believe me. Mark II. I think this is capable of being called Mark II. And we'll launch. Clear the launch pad and proceed with the launch. Oh yeah, let's do it. Right. Okay, so throttle max, SAS on, gimbaling off on all of the engines except the central stack. No, that's not what I wanted to click, and it's not actually letting me turn the camera now. Okay. So that's all locked. All locked. Next thing, move these into the stage 6. Come on. Game. And that was actually my own fault, so I can't really blame the game. And we're going. We're going up. I'm very, very hopeful that this is going to work. I'm extremely... Okay, that did not work. I forgot to put the struts back on. It's okay though, we can still save Jebediah, Bill and Bob. Okay, I did not want to do that really. Come on, detach. Detach, you rocket. I'm sure that some of the people who are watching this video are really good at Kerbal Space Program and they're all like, no way, Kay, what are you doing? You're doing everything wrong. And the parachute snaps open and we're safe. That rocket's just going to go crashing into the ground. If anything, we've achieved making fireworks. Right, okay, we're going to fix what went wrong. Struts. Struts. Lots of struts. Struts everywhere. We need 1 billion struts. No, not winglets. Get rid of it. Not structural pylons. 1 strut there. 1 strut there. One strut there. And there. It's worth noting that this one did not connect, and it's not ideal, frankly. There we go. And there. And only this one left. This side we'll complete. I love the vehicle assembly building musics all the time. They're just like the best. Of course, not the best music in any game, but the best in this game. Struts connecting this to this so that these tops don't wobble. We can save that and launch. Probably our last launch for today. And by today, I mean this couple, maybe 3 episodes. How has your day been, by the way? I haven't asked you yet. How rude of me. My day has been pretty okay so far. It is currently 2:30 in the afternoon for me when I'm recording this. And I've been basically at work at my part-time job all morning since 7:45 until around 11. So I haven't really had much chance to record, but after that I got my new YouTube channel design sorted. Also my profile picture. As you can see, we're barely overheating. We're not overheating at all now that we have these new tanks, but it is wobbling. Well, those tanks just like decided they didn't like me anymore. Cut the engines. Eject the command pod. I mean, I can't believe it. I'm actually failing to get into orbit. can actually do it. I have done it before. The game is just very, very volatile and hates me at sometimes. But that's okay, because I love it. We're going to do like crosses across like this to keep these tanks connected to each other. We're going to connect like so. Just like a billion struts everywhere. I mean, that's basically what Kerbal Space Program is about. That and more rockets, more fuel. But we don't really need more rockets and more fuel. This is like as efficient as it comes. Why do we only have 4 launch clamps now? I mean, we can do with only 4. But I just don't know where the other 2 went. I don't think I got rid of them. Maybe I did. Maybe I'm just stupid. Who knows? Could be anything. So, let's lock our gimbal. And on this engine, this engine, and this last engine here. See, I can barely even think of going to the moon or to a different planet when I'm constantly failing just with this. Which is the tank that's running out of fuel quick? Oh, no, we've lost an engine. We've lost 2 engines. We've lost 4. We've lost all of our engines. Except that one, of course. Okay, that was pretty eventful. So yeah, I'm going to get better at this game. And I'll come back to you next time. Once I actually get a ship that'll actually go up into orbit without just crashing into itself and destroying itself. So, yep, thank you for watching. Peace.